Well, during Environment Week, the children were focusing on water, and we had just refurbished our pond area from being a very boggy and uninviting place to being a place where we had a real outdoor classroom. A whole class can sit on clean decking but can access the pond easily. We wanted the children to really learn about what was living in the pond, and so Mark Havler, our Surrey Wildlife Trust ranger, came along and worked with the children, did pond dipping, found an amazing range of wildlife living in there already.
We've got tadpoles with back legs, we've got a tadpole at last with front legs, so we've got all three stages in this pond, which is good. Okay, so now we can start telling people exactly how it all works.
And the children were able to identify and name all these creatures that he found. He's a particularly enthusiastic person anyway, so he's just wonderful working with the children because they share his enthusiasm. He passes it on so well.
When it's growing, instead of the hands, the fingers, like our fingers, becoming separate, the flaps of skin start to grow up from the base, and they're actually connected to the fingertips.
We also had the Wisley team here. We had a pond expert from Wisley who was invited through our contacts with the Flourish campaign, and he came and helped to develop a bog garden area where we had a problem area where we thought it was a bit swampy and boggy. You know, he turned it into a real positive.
We started off with a pond and there was a mound of soil behind it. I thought that there was a bit more potential there, so we moved the mound of flowers back a bit and we dug a hole and put a liner in it and put holes in the liner and refilled that area with soil so that we can create a boggy area. And then we filled it full of marginal plants with some iris and ligularia. We've actually now got somewhere for all the amphibians and the insects to crawl away to, and so that actually the whole area will be much more wildlife friendly. You can just snatch those moments and get them working, just little bits of teamwork, so they're getting fun out of their studying, but all the time they're gradually learning that there's this life cycle with the frogs and with the dragonflies. This piece of wood was cut down by our arboricultural team. The arboriculturists look after trees. So these holes have been made by what?
A woodpecker.
A woodpecker, yeah. Probably a greater spotted woodpecker, because those are the ones we've got the most of it. They're the sort of black and white ones that you see. And they've got a red crown on their heads. That hole, that's a different hole. That's been made by a big wood-boring beetle. They just love being outside.
Pond snails like sea snails?
Not quite. Same family.
I mean, they don't see it as work, which is lovely.